Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 worth of £2 coins to have a hunt through, looking for the commemoratives, the ones with more than face value, but ideally we want to fill the last four. I think it's the last four that we need. We are missing Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland and England. And the Commonwealth Games set is a fairly uncommon coin to find, so Northern Ireland being the scarcest £2 coin in circulation, not long followed by by England though, but we have ticked off Wales and Scotland, so we've got half of them, so we're making some progress. The other two coins we need are the Mary Rose and King James Bible £2 coins. Again, fairly scarce coins, surprising that they're holding out this long, but as long as we're not just stuck on Commonwealth Games, I am happy. Hopefully we'll tick off one or two before we pick off one of these two. But anyway, we've got all the other ones up to and including the last circulating £2 coin, which is the Great Fire of London. So without further ado, let's get into this bag and see what we get. Right then, we'll open the first bag and I'll show you what we're looking for. So that is technologies. We don't want technologies. There are some scarcer years, but even the scarce years are very, very common, so we won't worry about those. Anything else though? Commemorative, there's our first find. This is Brunel's portrait, one of a 2-coin set. We have trackers keeping track of some of the coins we find over the course of filling the book. And Brunel we've got the double counter for. It's a very common one though, and common coins go on that top row. Our next find is Charles Darwin. It's a common coin, but not one we see too often. So it's a coin that seems to be getting scarcer and scarcer, but always a welcome find, an interesting coin. The rest are just technologies. Well, that wasn't the worst start to the video, to be fair. But we've got plenty of bags to get through before we end off. Oh, we've got another Charles. This is Charles Dickens. Again, another fairly common coin, but it is a gorgeous design, as you can see there. But no, we see that fairly often, pretty much every £2 coin hunt. I think in the last book we actually did have counters for Charles Dickens to see how many we found. Oh, there we go. We've got our first over face value find. So this is Robert Burns. It's not massively over face value, it has to be said. And to be fair, you can potentially buy or sell any coin for over face value as long as you find someone that needs that coin. And if you go on eBay and search for your coin, filter by sold auctions, that'll give you an idea of what it's selling for. But don't just look at the top end, because the top ends can sometimes, whoops, be outliers. I've seen these ones sell for £5 on eBay, which is sort of the top end. Well, it's north of the top end of what I would value the coin at, to be fair, because like I said, you'll find those outliers that sell for much above what they're actually going for, and I tend to try and ignore if they're selling for £2 to £3 and one sells for £6. I'll ignore the £6 one because I don't want to misrepresent anything, because it could have just been someone that's desperate for the coin, or a very weirdly mistitled eBay auction stating it's got all sorts of errors, which it doesn't. Anyway, we paused on this one because this will be something with that portrait of the Queen. It is Shakespeare's Histories. The whole Shakespeare set, again, is a set that's over face value. Not massively so for the histories, because it's the more common or more prevalent of the three Shakespeares, being tragedies and comedies as well. The edge inscriptions though, so on the tragedies, some have got the wrong edge inscription, and I've been checking all of my Shakespeares just in case we managed to find the first of any other errors. But no, it should say the Hollow Crown, which this one does. So that one is fine. Pop that off to the side. Pardon my scratching, I've got an itchy shoulder. But no. Nothing else to be had in that bag. But in the Shakespeares, I am somewhat cornering the market on that, because I do keep all my Shakespeares, and I've got a fair few of them now. Our next find is the Army Centenary. Speaking of the edge inscription error, because it's the edge inscription on this coin for King and Country that's made its way onto some Shakespeare tragedies, but the coin itself is a fairly common one. I've also been checking, and I will at the end check for rotation errors. So if you flip the coin like this, the Queen should be facing this way. We found some recently where she's at an angle, which is quite interesting. But rather than do that on every coin for the video and take 3 hours to get through a bag of coins, I'll do that at the end and update you. Got another Brunel's portrait there, which will pop with the other one we found earlier. Nothing else to be had in that bag though. But no, coin news. Well, as of recording, there's 2 new coins. The first, which is the first of the 3 Winnie the Pooh coins. I've seen images of the coin, which I think is pretty cool, and lots of people have put their own videos out already. But as of recording, mine probably will have gone up by now, but I try to avoid everyone's videos until I see it, so I can make my own point of view on the coin. This one is Trinity House. It's one of my favourite designs. It's just quite a neat, simplistic design. But it is very, very common, and I don't keep them, other than the ones I need to fill the books. But yeah, we've obviously got the 3 Winnie the Pooh 50p's coming out this year, as we were expecting. We didn't know who it was going to be, but it is Tigger, Owl, I believe, and the Winnie the Pooh and Friends. And obviously next year we'll have another 3 coin set, finishing off those 3 years of the Winnie the Poohs, which is amazing to think that in a year's time we'll be coming to the end of this 3-year program. It only feels fairly recently that we found out about it. My favourite so far is the Christopher Robin. I've got a little bit of a leaning towards it because we share a namesake, but I think it's a really cute coin design. There's another Brunel's portrait. 3 portraits, no arches or achievements, whichever your preference of calling it is. But no, excited to get into that. Obviously, I record these hunts quite a few weeks in advance, so by the time this video goes up, you'll have already seen the coin on my channel. And if you haven't, you can go back and check the video out if you'd like. This is the abolition of the slave trade. This is an interesting coin because you can see the inner part of this is a textured finish. If you find one that's a smooth finish and initials to the bottom right of the 7, that is a not intended for circulation variant that was only put into the collector's set. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I've not found one before, but we live and hope, because that would be a very, very cool coin to find. And then the latest one was the latest lunar coin. It's always weird because they come out with with next year's date on it. So it'll be a 2021 £5 coin. I bought the last 2 or 3 years in bunk. So brilliant uncirculated, that's cupra and nickel, just struck to a higher quality than circulating coins. Not that £5 coins are actually circulated, mind. But I did shell out a little bit and get the, I think, 1 ounce silver as well. Because I was feeling generous towards myself when the coin came out. But it does open the floodgates too. Now do I go back and try and acquire the rest of the set in the 1 ounce silvers? But yes, it's the problem with coin collecting, for me at least. It's a slippery slope because there's a little bit of a completionist within inside me. Once I get one, I want them all basically. And obviously there's a couple of coins in my backlog which I haven't purchased many coins recently, but I know at some point if I want to complete all of my collections, there are some rather expensive ones to be had. Speaking of rather expensive ones, this one is a little bit more than face value, not too expensive. It's the Golden Guinea. It's a lovely coin. One of the more common, scarcer coins. We see it on a semi-regular basis, but yeah, a little bit more than face value. Nothing else to be had out of that bag though. Right, shall we do an edge hunt? Should we do a double bag edge hunt? Let's do that. Double or nothing, right? Okay, I might regret this. So the edge inscription of £2 coins. For technologies, that is this one here. It says standing on the shoulders of giants, which is an Isaac Newton quote. So we're looking for anything that doesn't say standing on the shoulders of giants. Oh, we can't have a 2-bag bust, can we? Ah, at the bottom here. Am I not a man and a brother? That'd be the abolition of the slave trade. Again with the texture finish, so not the non-circulating variant. But I think that very well might be the only one we found in this double or nothing edge hunt. We will flick through just to be sure that I'm not being a total bozo and have missed out a commemorative. Oh dear, well that wasn't particularly fruitful, was it? Whoops, oh dear, crash bang wallop, things are falling off the table. Well done, Christopher. Right, back to business as usual. Let's see if we can get something. Ooh, Shakespeare's tragedies. So that's our second coin in the 3-coin Shakespeare set for today. And the coins that will bankrupt me because I still think they're worth keeping, but no. It's a very cool coin. If we check the edge inscription though, it should say, "What a piece of work is a man." Yeah, what a piece of work is a man. So that is the correct edge inscription for this coin. If that had said "for king and country," I'd have been very, very excited, because that's the edge inscription. That's the wrong edge inscription for the coin, and people have been finding them, and myself included, because I did find one fairly recently. I forget how many weeks ago it was now, but it was a marvellous find, ticking off one of the things on my list that I really wanted to find. What's going on here? It's just a bit crooked. Because of the amount of coins that I search through and flick through, and you get used to the sound of the coins flicking through, if something sounds a little bit off, it does stick out like a sore thumb somewhat. That's why we do checks for fakes, because we do find some fake coins. Oh, there we go. This is Florence Nightingale. It is my favourite circulating £2 coin. It's a very common one, mind you, but it is an absolutely beautiful coin. I really, really like this one. My favourite coin ever is also a £2 coin. It's the Frankenstein £2, although I'm very tempted by the H.G. Wells £2 coin. Brunel's portrait there. For those of you are thinking, Frankenstein £2 coin? H.G. Wells £2 coin? What's that all about? They were coins that were minted to honour, obviously, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and H.G. Wells, War of the Worlds, and the Time Machine and the Invisible Man. But they haven't been circulated because there hasn't been demand for new £2 coins in circulation for some time, although rumour has it there'll be 2021 Britannias. But we've heard lots of rumours about lots of coins. But again, speaking of beautiful coins, we have the DNA double helix there, which is a marvellous coin, a very cool detailed coin. And if we look at the edge inscription, you can see a little DNA double helix there, and the edge inscription deoxyribonucleic acid. See, I can say that, but I get tongue-tied on the more simple words, but there we go. Ooh, did you just see that? A little flash of a little battleship there. So this coin is the Navy Centenary, which is a very cool coin to find. They are low minted, uncommon. I tend to get very lucky with them though. It's a coin that I do favour. You can see at the top there's a little mast there. Sometimes a bit of extra cud metal there. That's the flag error, or the sleeping cat error, which is a wonderful coin to find. I've got my own little armada of battleships because I've been very fortunate in the amount that I find, or have found. But no, another one that's a popular coin, at least with myself. Ooh, there we go. We're going to get something else on this one here. Shakespeare's tragedies again. Our second chance at the edge inscription error. Let's take a look. Work is a man. Nope. That edge inscription is perfectly fine on that one. So we'll pop that with the other one we found. Anything more for this bag? No. We have a couple more bags to go. We'll do this bag and then we'll do we'll do the next bag as an edge hunt, see if we can garner some luck from that. We've got nothing for the book so far. It's the way of the world though, when we get this late into a book, because of the amount of hunts we've had, the ones that will be left over will be the uncommon ones, or the scarcest ones. This is Rugby World Cup. Again, a very common, commemorative one. Nothing else to be had there. Right, edge hunt time. Let's show the people how lucky we are when we edge hunt. I think I'd have jinxed myself somewhat. Oh dear. Another case of the diddlies, unfortunately. Penultimate bag. Come on. We've got some nice finds, to be fair. We can't grumble. We've got a Navy Centenary. That's always a star find in my books. This is another very shiny one. That looks a bit different than the... Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm being a moron. It does normally say £2 on these ones. Let's see what we've got. Another Shakespeare's tragedies. Third time's the charm, right? So technically, by the rule of mathematics, this has to be an edge inscription error. No. Piece of work is a man. Shakespeare does not conform to mathematics. But no. Oh, also worth mentioning, this portrait of the Queen here, if we zoom in again, You can see the Queen is wearing a necklace. Lots of people think that's worth an awful amount of money. Unfortunately not. Although, yes, there are less of these portraits in circulation than other portraits because the other portraits were minted for many more years. There is still a large amount of these 1997 £2 coins. So if you collect them, that's your right to do. You collect what you want to do. I'll collect what I want to do. What's that? It's a Commonwealth Games. We've got a Commonwealth Games. So what do we need? We need England, or we need Northern Ireland. It is a Commonwealth Games, isn't it? It is. Oh, that was the flag, so I didn't quite see what that was. If there's a Commonwealth Games Wales, I'll be happy. Oh no, it is that way around. I'm trying to have a slow reveal, slow rolling myself. Oh, it's Scotland. So not one that we need, is it? I don't think it is. Now I'm doubting myself. I think I have got Scotland. But nonetheless, finding a Commonwealth Games is exceptional. Very, very happy to find a Commonwealth Games Wales. It's a... Wales? I was very happy to find my Wales, so I was stuck on that for a long time in the last book. But ticking off a Commonwealth Games, the first time in a rather long time. We won't grumble. Now we found ourselves a Commonwealth Games. Although it feels like we get a Commonwealth Games once in a blue moon. And that is our Commonwealth Games luck spent for another few months, unfortunately. But you never know. We could get another one turn up very, very soon. But for the last bag then. Oh, there we go. Shakespeare Tragedies rearing its head once more. Work is a man. We're 4-0 on the age inscription error. Obviously an indication of how scarce that will be, so it'll be pretty cool to actually find another one and add to my collection. But there we go. For those of you that watch this far into the video, though, you might be interested to know that I have a Discord server. You can click the link down in the description to come and join that if you'd like. Loads of coin collectors over there. DNA double helix there. If you aren't on Discord, though, you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and there's the PO box you can write into should you wish. Our last coin of the hunt is going to be one of these, which will be a commemorative of some description. Shakespeare's Tragedies. Oh, look at this. A little bit of a missprint there, or a misstrike there. The ring, it is fairly common to find the ring a little bit out of place, but it's cool to see the little upper flicky bit of the 6, that's the technical term I have, you know, in the silver part of the coin as well. Oh, pretty neat. Edge inscription time. Piece of work, so that is fine. So if we look on this side, yeah, the Queen's portrait is fine on that, it looks like. Well, it's a little bit off centre because it's clashing with that DG there, but if we compare these two, you can see obviously well, it's not gold, but the brass band, I guess it is, should cover that 6, but you can see even on this one the little rim around the edge is a little bit off centered. This is a better example of one that isn't, but no, it's pretty neat. I don't think it'll add any value to the coin unless you're totally clickbaiting it, but no, pretty neat little oddity to add to my collection anyway. But I'm going to have a look at the coins off to the side first and see whether we've got any rotation errors on the definitives, and then check the edge inscriptions and rotations on the commemoratives too. I was just clearing the empty bags and I found one more bag. Holy Toledo. And you can already see in our little sneaky peek, we've got ourselves at least one nice commemorative in there. So then we start off with another golden guinea, which is very good. Find 2 of those. We've got ourselves another one here. That is another Army Centenary, First World War. Pop that to the side. The very shiny 2015 Britannia there. Britannia technology. And nothing else in that bag. So there we go. Anyway, I'm going to carry on looking through my key dates. So not the key dates, it's the rotations and edge inscriptions we were checking. And we found something. If we have a look at this one. So 2015 technologies. And if we rotate it on this axis, the Queen is a little bit rotated. She's looking upwards rather than looking to the right. So there we go. Pretty neat one. Not the most pronounced rotation error, but a rotation error nonetheless. I'm going to my collection. I'm quite glad now that I've been checking all the rotations, because it's another one. Was it last week or the week before? I found another one which I would have missed had I not been hunting through them. Rotations on the commemoratives and the edge inscriptions on the commemoratives were all fine. In terms of key dates, in terms of star finds, Go for one of these two, maybe even the rotation era as well, leading towards the Commonwealth Games, because finding a Commonwealth Games is very, very cool. Even if it's not one we need, it's another one to add to my collection, which I'm very grateful to have. One of these days, the one of the last three, England and Northern Ireland, will turn up, but fingers crossed it's sometime soon. But as ever, I'm sure you'll let me know down in the comments which is your favourite coin from today's hunt, and I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.